Oh, bad timing. Hello, 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 hello. I'm still waiting for the water to boil, and this was not even half as decently planned as it should have been. But it's Friday, so I figured, fuck it. I'm gonna do a live stream and I'm gonna talk about psychedelics, god damn it. How that is gonna play out is up to you. I figure we can have an ask me anything kind of thing. And if we have an ask me anything kind of thing, we can do this. So then your questions. And then I can see what I can find of other people that I know in the environment, in all this little underground that we have going, and see if I can find other people who are willing to talk about their experiences. Because yesterday I had some insane conversations. Here's the trick though, because we're gonna have to do this live, which means I'm gonna have to anonymize people live, which means we're gonna do something I've never done before. Prepare for fuck ups. Those are the best. So before we even get started, do you guys want to say hello in chat? Right now there's only one person on the stream, so it's early, I know. But hey, opening up with engagement. That's important. Where are you from? That could be something that we can start off. Where is the community from? While we talk about these things, I will go find people. If you are a people and you want to share something in terms of what you've experienced in this whole human potential area, let me know. Show your thoughts, and if you're up for it, you can come on to this live right now. You can come here, join me, and we can have a convo about it, because a dynamic conversation is so much better than talking to myself, because people just think I'm crazy when I do that. So let's see. What can we do now? I can go and look for some people in one or few places that I have. Like that. It's insane. When you have a community, it's insane how you can kind of find people everywhere. That is something that I have come to realize is kind of dangerous. It's one of those slippery slopes if it's not taken seriously. Hold on. Let's gonna see is not a word. There we go. Okay, so I've just sent a little ping into the interwebs, and we're gonna see how that works out. Yesterday I had a conversation with the glitch. If you haven't seen the glitch, that was insane. We talked about things that most people don't talk about. Yeah, so when you're talking to the dead, how do you do it? Or when you feel these cravings that are not your own, how do you deal with them? Or when you see that the thoughts that you had in your head manifested in your reality, what did you think? I have a fly. See, those are the conversations that I have these days, and it's insane. So after that conversation, which was just a tiny bit of what we talked about, I met an author, and she gave me her book, one of several, I believe. She's about to write another one, and it is about the thoughts that she had during psychedelic experiences, how those changed her life, and how she implemented that into a story that was beautiful. So it's really interesting to have these people in the conversation field. Sorry, this is not supposed to happen. This is very unprofessional. I said earlier that I just went on this as a sporadic thing, and I'm just going to see where it goes. But so be prepared for anything. I think I'm also going to go and open up my the Discord. We can start a a bonfire talk. If you are in the Discord channel right now, I will go inside of bonfire talks. It is in the general chat. It is open. Everyone has access. And in there, if you go in there, you can speak. You don't have to go into a Zoom meeting. You can speak only with your voice. Completely free to share your thoughts. I'm there right now. So if anyone wants to jump in there, that's an opportunity. Holy crap, we're just opening up so many opportunities. I can actually share the stream maybe inside of this. Can I? He asks as if he's waiting for an... I think I can. Now we're just opening up all over the place. Paste the YouTube URL. I'm figuring this out as we go, as I normally do. And then we find some flow, and then we go into... That was weird. That was red. Yeah, that's not... That didn't work. Didn't work. But if you guys want to talk, use your mouth hole. If you have questions, those are even more fun because I like to have things that I can riff off of. And to be honest, I think that I feel like I've been talking about this for so long now that I don't know what to talk about anymore. I've been talking about what to do with psychedelics, how to prepare psychedelics, how to use psychedelics in terms of creating whatever you want in life, how to... all the things. And I don't know what else I can do. There we go. There we go. So, how are you doing? You having fun today? Friday. What the fuck was that sound? You didn't hear that. But I heard a sound. It came from a place. Maybe it was just overdue. Do you guys, like, chill? Friday comes along and you just... Well, today, now, I'm going to just chill. I'm going to go and grab some to drink. I'm going to go out to town. You know. Whatever the case may be, there are many cases, many things to be. I like to work, and I have to figure out the balance. So today, I strike the balance by working, talking about something that makes me relaxed. Habit stacking. Or am I just sitting here trying to figure out something to do because I'm obsessed? That might be the thing. I might be obsessed. Don't be obsessed. It's not good. I think we have a few RSVPs. Aren't that the thing that we call those when people respond? Ah, shit, that was the video. I have this, you know, you probably have heard of me talking about it. You might actually be a part of it. But I have this group about Norwegian Liberty Caps. And in there, I can't use the everyone tag without feeling bad about it. Yeah, I know. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up. I'm going to change that, though. So I have implemented a strategy. I have started to share things that most people will not know is possible within psychedelics, because there are so many people in there that is looking for answers. I figured, go in there. I'm going to use the game against the game to play the game. And then, surely, slowly but surely, I can kind of say that, all right, well, this is a weekly thing. So if you want, I can just post a weekly everyone tag. And then, there we go. That's it. And I think that's going to be good, because the thing is, when you're talking about things like this, when you talk about psychedelics, and when you talk about freedom achieving thingies, when you say things that might set a person free, you run the risk of dying, being unalived, floating face first into the Hudson, or just simply being shadow banned on all social media. Because even though you have 7,000 people, listen to this, because it's really interesting. 7,000 people in one group, maybe 10%, maybe, will see what you post, even though you're using all the things that Facebook says. If you're not paying Facebook, they will not do shit to help you do anything. So that's very interesting when you see people having like 1 million people in a group and they're talking to kind of 1,000 of them. Social media, man. The entire world, man. It's insane. I'm actually going to do a little thingy. If you are inside of the Legacy Forge, then you're going to get a little thingy right now. Hey, everyone. We are live. In bonfire. No. That's stupid. It didn't work. In bonfire talks. And on YouTube talking plant medicine. I also have a guy that I met a few days ago. I want to introduce you to that guy. He is very interesting, and he's kind of a skeptic. He did psychedelics, and now he's kind of wearing off them. So he became kind of anti. And that fascinates the shit out of me, because he had some thoughts around that made me think that maybe it's not the psychedelics. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's your worldview and how you are sticking to these paradigms, and how the boxes you want to put on things is keeping you back from actually seeing the limitless nature of the universe. So I want to have him on, but I'm not sure if he's, going to be liking to go live in front of the world, because many people don't want that. So if you are one of those people who wants to go live, talk about things, but you are afraid of what other people might say, you don't like to be on camera, maybe you don't like your voice, maybe there's a lot of things, we can do it so that you are anonymous. Your voice is kind of a requirement, but other than that, you can be completely anonymous. If you're watching the replay on this, hashtag replay in the chat, and then reach out. If there's anything that you think that you have to offer to this conversation, reach out. Let's talk about it. Let's see if this is something that we can get into an episode of Tales of Transformation, because there's been a lot of freaking insanely good conversations on that show. And it was literally just something that came out of the blue, like this. Maybe we should just call this something. The weekly psychedelic checkup or whatever. But the Tales of Transformation became a show where we talk about these things, and usually, it comes from different perspectives of how people can use thoughts, consciousness, plant medicine, whatever you have to create a life that they want to have. Like, who are living the life that they really enjoy and love, and not just living it, creating it. And not just creating it by, I'm going to have a job, I'm going to work, and I'm going to save up this kind of money, and then I'm going to do this. No, they're creating it with their thoughts. Like, I want that house. Seeing it in their mind, picturing them in the house, feeling grateful for having the house. They have the house. Like, in ways that is so fluent, so coincidental, that is very interesting, and it backs up everything that we are talking about in terms of law of attraction, law of harmony, law of agreements. There are so many laws, but for those people who are still kind of on the fence of if anything of this is possible, fucking believe me, the things that you are capable of doing simply by sitting down, closing your eyes, and watching something in your mind is insane. And I did a meditation that became more potent after psychedelics. But I did a meditation 2 days ago? I think it was 2 days ago. Tried it on Facebook. Got banned in Russia, by the way. But with that meditation, it's kind of a prequel. It's a centering exercise that takes you directly into the consciousness, and you are more relaxed than you could probably think of. Like, if you're doing it a few times, you are literally going to turn off your body. Your body is going to detach from your head, and it's going to feel like it is not your body. And as soon as it is done, I guide you through it, and then I say, open your eyes, and then you open your eyes. They fly open. It's insane. It's like a hypnosis. And after psychedelics, that took a different turn. And that was just the first meditation. There is another one called the 3 scenes technique. Now, here's the thing. This is literally, listen, take notes, remember this, save it, whatever you need to do to remember to check up on this. There are 3 things that can radically shift everything in your life. Now, this meditation goes into alpha frequency, just like the first one, and it guides you through 3 scenes. The first scene, where you are right now, the problems you have right now, the feeling of the problem, the challenge, whatever you want to have gone from your life, what you're struggling with. Really going deep into how fucking painful is this. I know, it sounds sadistic. But then the second scene is you taking the first step towards solving it. So you don't have to have a plan, but you're taking the first step. And the best way, the simplest way is like, I'm going to have a business. Okay, the first step, just get a domain name. Buy a website, right? And then the third scene is you having achieved whatever you want. Dream life, dream outcome, whatever you need, like whatever you can possibly achieve. And after a while, after doing that a few times, you're going to see that the things that is going to lead you to that that outcome is literally coming up in your life. It's popping up faster than you can react. And during psychedelics, using plant medicine for this enables you to go into that field energetically, into the cosmos, whatever you want. Don't put labels on it. Just be open-minded enough to think that this is actually something that you are capable of. Like, we can create technology that can take a wireless signal from space and turn it into video and audio on a freaking screen that we also created. But isn't it arrogant to think that we are not capable of doing something similar ourselves? That we are actually radios or whatever transmitters of something, and we can create something based on a technology that we cannot even comprehend, but we have tried to comprehend it for thousands of years. It's been talked about forever. Yet today, people don't do it. Because today, technology has taken over. We have lost creativity. If you go and do that, and you're completely open-minded, it's insane. That's how life becomes an adventure. And I don't do that often. I don't do that regularly. I'm going to do that today on this stream. Because I figured, why not? Because I need to stay accountable, and I'm using you as my accountability partner. Any questions? That's so fascinating. Like, when I start talking, it's I can't stop. I start talking and it's like I'm channeling. I'm not talking. Like, you can ask me sometimes, can you repeat that? And I have no idea. I have no idea, because it's just whenever I go into those flow states or whatever, which is all the time in conversations with myself or with others, it's a lot more fun with other people. It's like simply relaying information that is not my own. That's the best way I can explain it. People have been talking about that for freaking thousands of years. So I think it's fascinating that it's not bigger, but I also think it is not surprising that it has been so commoditized and so materialized. When people see that, oh my God, you can do that, and they are like, oh my God, I can make money for that. And they're like, oh my God, I'm a tarot reading medium and I can show you your past so that you can live your future. But I'm struggling with my happiness. And what do you think about my post? I'm really, really, really self-confident. You know, those things. Self-proclaimed experts. I'm kind of one of those. I'm not going to lie. Like, if you watch me online, I'm going to probably looking like this professional dude who knows things. I have no idea what I'm doing at all. Like, when I'm going online to create something, I like to talk to people, and I simply use the things in social media to do that. And then I figured, well, people like to see things. People like to have more, you know, a little graphical hook. So I just started to create things that looked interesting, like a mask, mysterious things. But I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm one of those people who I think I will always be on the path of learning. I think that there will never be a time where I say that I've learned enough, that I'm done learning. I have reached the goal, right? Those things. Because where's the fun? If you do that, where's the fun? So taking it back to psychedelics, I'm going to do 50 grams of psilocybin, 𝐓𝐡𝐞 50 grams of Liberty caps alone. In an undisclosed location, in an undisclosed time, somewhere on the planet. Probably in a place where psychedelics is legal, because the imaginary lines between here and there is make that happen. You might ask why. Why the fuck would you do that? I don't know. I don't know. I think that I have not seen it being done, and I have come to know myself to such a degree where I think that I would be able to see what will be coming. Almost. I'm not going to be arrogant and think that I know what this medicine is going to show me, but so far I've seen that the more in line or aligned that you are with yourself, the easier it is to go online instead of just being taken by the mushroom. And I don't see the point of doing smaller doses if the whole intention is just to see things and to laugh at clouds that looks like farts. I think that you have the potential to go and unlock things in the universe that is probably not known to a lot of people. Because who the fuck does that? Those huge doses. Like Albert Hoffman, when he when he invented LSD. I don't know if you know this. The story is fascinating though. Albert Hoffman accidentally spilled what, millions? Over 1 million used dosages on himself. Like insane amounts of LSD, and it kind of got pulled into his system through his skin and stuff, and he tripped balls. But the only thing that came out of it was extreme clarity and an epic bike ride. You know, if one would be able to overdose on these things, that should probably do it. And there has never been a case of overdose on any of these natural medicine, and I keep myself to natural. I don't want to do LSD, I don't want to do MDMA. I know it sounds weird for some people, but right now, for where I am at, I want to do everything that I can in terms of my understanding, to increase my understanding of the thing that is energetically, you know, connected to whatever grows right here, outside my house, outside any house, with a lawn and some moisture. So, yeah, I think there's still so much to learn from me through the mushroom, and I think that what's going to happen on that experience is going to change my life. Again, it has done that so many times that I'm mind boggled. Actually, you know, I have been talking on Facebook a lot. Facebook is stupid. Facebook is one of those places that you really don't want to go because it's algorithmically inclined to show you things that is not really constructive, which means that most people on Facebook will only get things that is on their radar, which again means that most of the things that is up there is about dancing monkeys on TikTok and shit. LinkedIn is a place I want to check out. Let's talk plant medicine. Really simple. And then that picture, you know, that cover, the thumbnail that you've seen, that should do all the work for me. And if it wasn't currently 6 a.m. in Hawaii, I could get George Monty on here. I have a lot of people around, but I need to... That is the problem of working online, if you're working online in an international sense. Try having a conversation between Aruba and Australia from Norway at the same time. And then always have to think, well, what is time in Taiwan right now? Is Marcus up? Canada is just waking up. You know, those things. Brody. If he didn't have shitty connection to the internet, I will definitely get him on here. I can actually send him a message. If you haven't met Brody, he's an amazing dude who just created a center in Canada, Metonia. He's living there now. He's having a blast. So I'm going to send him a message and see if he can make it. Hey, are you up for a very spontaneous live talk on a live stream that I'm doing? Is your internet connection, that's not Okay, there we go. Sending out those probes. There we go. Uh-oh. It's so insane to see the algorithm at work. You know, because I post on all the things. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all these different things, and just to see the insights, the reach, the analytics of the thing. And based on the topic of the video, if I talk about psychedelics, I have to physically go and push that stream in the face of people if I don't have a audience of 10,000 plus people. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Because that's the only way that this is going to get out there more. The more authority the channel has, the more people are going to see it. Because right now they're shadow banning all the things that has potential to liberate the minds of people. Sounds fucked up, I know. But if people just saw the potential of this medicine beyond what is currently being talked about in terms of propaganda and all these freaking... I'm passionate about this, okay? And I see a lot of messages and opinions out there that is just hurting the overall understanding of what this could do. I'm also the first person to say that you shouldn't do psychedelics, because if you don't know who you are, then don't even bother. But that being said, having these things out there in a way that people understand them and respect them and don't view them as a fucking drug, but really fucking respect them. Things could happen. I think that is the mindset as well as you go in. It has everything to do with how you see it and how you benefit from it. And if this was even remotely interesting, I did do the whole presentation method when I was doing the other things I've created. And to do that in psychedelics, I haven't done it because there has been no people who have, showed up to actually ask for it. And if people don't ask for things that they need help with, then I'm not going to try to figure out or assume to know what people think. So if you want anything specific, ask. Post it in the comments. If you have something that you want to learn about, it could be set and setting. That could be how to harvest and how to identify, how to consume, how to safely navigate, what to think about in terms of who you should be with, energy, dieta, all these things. And yeah, we could talk about set and setting actually a little bit, because there's a lot of them. There's like infinite amount. It just depends on you. And I had this conversation yesterday about a very interesting recipe as well. That would be very interesting for a lot of people. It was for me. But set and setting is basically what you think of. What is your intention? How is your mindset? Are you victimized? How do you see the trip? Are you excited for what you're going to learn? Are you fearful? Are you happy? Are you down, depressed? What you have in your mind and what you feel. Setting is the place you're doing it. So if you're sitting in a damp basement of concrete and no lights, and you figured you're just going to go down there to take some mushrooms to change your life, you're probably going to ruin it. But if you set the environment up in a way that is comfortable and safe for you, and that you feel supported in, and where you can be yourself, and you don't have to worry about other people coming in. I remember I was in a park and I was looking at these fractal patterns of a tree, and all of a sudden I thought, what should I say if the cops just wanders into this campsite right now? And that fucked up my vibe. Like then from there on I was on watch. Like the dog as well. We were just looking for cops. That's not what you want. You don't want to have any thoughts that could be remotely introduced that could make you think in a way that is going to make you paranoid or anything safe, you know. But nature, I'm all for nature. If you go into nature and do these things, these medicines, it has a completely different vibe. Like it just the flow of everything and the sounds and the silence and the experience becomes completely different. So I usually make a hybrid. I go far into the woods, far up in the mountains, where there are a few cabins, and up there I know that I'm completely alone and I can do whatever I want without bothering anyone, and nobody's going to bother me. And because of that, I can just take what I need, you know, fruits and water and all those things, and just make it a really good place. But I do it in a very specific way. That's where it's interesting. Set and setting is different from everyone. There is no universal law. There's no universal thing that you should do in order to achieve blah, blah, blah. There's no recipe. That's probably the problem many times, where people think there is one set way to do these things. But I do it in a very ritualistic kind of manner. I go up, I set up some simple props and some music and some drinking horns. I try to bring my guitar. I try to bring a few things that I could have in case of, and I put on the music to set the mood. And those are usually, you know, very ceremonial, kind of Viking inspired music. And I can promise you, in a dark hut with wolf carved images in the fire, where you just see the fire in the shape of a wolf, and that's the only thing you see, and you hear this music, you're going to be transcending, because it's going to take you in instead of out. So that's what I like to do. But also, the other thing that we started to talk about, what was that? Set and setting, and then the recipe from yesterday. Water. Just water with ginger in it. Chopped up ginger. And then having that as the drink that you have during the trip. So you're fixing the whole nausea problem right there. And then if you want, having the lemon tech way, where you squeeze lemons into the actual mushroom and you just let it seep out in the mass. So here's the thing. I usually go and I would make a tea out of either whole mushroom, dried, always dried, or chopped up mushroom, sometimes powdered. But I usually discard the meat, you know, the mass that you get from the mushroom, because it, for me, I don't like it. I really don't like it. So what happens, what I heard about yesterday, is that you have grounded up the mushroom into powder. And then if you want the whole lemon tech, you squeeze a lemon. I think it was one lemon or half. Probably don't need a lot. Into this mix. And then you pour over some warm water. Not really too hot, because you don't want it too hot. But pour warm water over this and then let it seep. A little bit maybe. And then drink it all. You don't really have to let it seep either. You just have to make it wet and then drink it all. And then with the whole ginger mix, where you can drink water laced with ginger throughout, you're not going to be nauseous. And that was very interesting to me, because that is one of the things that people will say is why they don't do it. You know, I can't really think of an analogy here, but if people only knew what they could see on the other side and went through that discomfort, that uncomfortable feeling of nausea, then holy shit, life would change. Like, I think that. And I think that if you don't do it because of that, I respect you, because you have some respect for it. You're not just gonna do it to get high and then, you know, fuck the potential of being nauseous. You're not doing it because of something. And I respect that fully. But for those people who wants to do it, but they really can't think of a worse thing than to be nauseous, ginger. Completely natural. I'm going to try to create like this recipe book for how to create these teas. Also, the season is about to start. It's 3:33 p.m. That's interesting for those people who find that interesting. So many things have happened in terms of that numbers and all that stuff that it's starting to be a little creepy, but I have full confidence in whatever is happening, and that gives me great relief and joy to just live the life right now. I can't honestly, and this is going to be, I hope that this is going to give some people a little idea of what they could get through some stuff. When I do the meditation, especially the sensory exercise, you are at level 2. You are prompted to picture your ideal place of relaxation, right? The ultimate place where you just relax, where you want to be. A while ago, that scene in my head shifted. It went from being on a beach where I was sitting there on a blanket, I was sitting there and just enjoying the breeze and the waves and all that stuff, to being me meditating. When I see the ideal place of relaxation, I see myself exactly where I'm at. And that gave me a whole bunch of fuel, because I don't worry about what's going to happen in the future. And I use whatever happened in the past as the fuel in today, right now, to bring me to a future where I have a goal and a vision to reach, and a plan, of course, and I implement, I walk the talk. With those things, I feel completely relaxed at all times, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of what's happening, regardless of challenges, regardless of anything in terms of how much money there's on my account, in terms of what I have to do, in terms of what's going to happen, in terms of what I have to fix. There is nothing that bothers me. And because of that, things fix themselves almost instantly. And I think that is also something that people should really think about when it comes to this medicine, because with that, you are able to forge your legacy. That's why we say forge a legacy. You're able to create your life, and your life comes from within. It doesn't come from without. I think one of the biggest things that the mushroom did for me was that it shifted the world is happening to me, to the world is happening for me. And then when I see what I want, I project my reality. That's it. I see my reality in the world that I go around. And for those people who don't fit in that reality, they will automatically be dispelled. Like negative energy. I can't. If I encounter people who just have this innate native energy that is negative, either they will be going away from the self because they don't want to be around people who are positive if they want to stay negative. So that's one. You're just deflecting them. The other one is that my life attracts more of the people that I need, so that the negative people kind of disappears. It falls off the radar. They were never there to begin with. So in that case, I'm living my inner reality in the external world, and everyone is doing that. So there's like all of these different realities, and you're just going around there creating your own. And so I think the trick is not to allow yourself to fall victim for other people's realities. Like when people say, you can't do that. Well, that's their reality. That's what they think. Fuck that. I think that's possible, so I'm going to do it. You know? It's fucking fascinating. I'm always trying to see what is possible, and I have no idea how far it can go. So far, I have been extremely surprised when things have happened. Yesterday, I had this other very interesting thing that came up in conversation where you might be wanting to escape the Matrix, but you are kind of just going into another one. Like, there is no Matrix. There is all the Matrixes. There is the wave and there's the sea, and they are one of the same. That got me to really have fun with this whole idea. What is possible? Because I heard about this visit to the 5D. Some of you might have heard of 5D, this next realm of reality, basically. And it was explained in a very interesting way, where, you know, in The Matrix, the movie, when they arrive into Machine City, you know, Neo and Trinity flying the Nebuchadnezzar, I think it is. I have no idea. They're flying the plane or the vessel. And they enter this new world of the machines that destroy the planet. And for Trinity, she's seeing all of these machine-made freaking structures and all these metallic, you know, angled, non-organic things. Neo sees something completely different. He sees energy all over. There's just energy. There's like infinite amounts of lines of energy all over. And that's kind of what was described to me yesterday, where on a very high dose of psychedelics, they were popped into a world where they saw energy, only energy, and it was overwhelming because it was kind of a different language, light language. And that in all of this energy, there was a lot of black and gray energy, but there was a few colored ones. And then I thought, that sounds exactly like the fucking world we live in today, where most people are blind to the potential that they have. They are not even going to contemplate changing anything to see anything more than what they have. So they're going around in the dark. Yet some people, a few people, have opened their minds to see that there are more things that they can do. So they have explored this new energetic way of being, this new flow of reality. And in that case, you go into Neo, the whole energy lines, right? And that everything is energy. And with those people being so few, it makes sense that only a few lines are colored while everyone else is dark or gray or black. I figured that gives me hope because, first of all, it just explains something that I had seen or not understood, kind of. I had this sensation, and it boggled my mind to such a degree that I didn't speak about it because it was too much. And then more and more people started to talk about it. And you have those people like Andrew Tate who will talk about the Matrix, you know. But for those other people who can see, you can also see that he is very much living in a fear bubble. Like, yes, the Matrix, his Matrix is currently the system, but the system is man-made. So he is kind of inside of the matrix of a matrix. Then you have the energetic matrix that is encompassing the other matrix. So there's a lot of these matrices nestled within each other. And I guess the further out you get, the more flow it is. The more inside to the core you are, the more dense it is. Like you can really feel a bad emotion. You feel heavy. You feel a lump in your stomach. But if you feel love, you feel flow. You feel light. You feel free. Makes sense, right? At that point, you can say as above, so below. From within, so without. Those things just boggles my mind. But nobody has posted a comment. And I feel like I've been talking now for... How long have I been talking for? How long have I been non-stop talking to myself? An hour. An hour? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, so with that, I think that we can wrap this up. This was a good talk with myself. And if you have any questions, leave those in the chat. Hashtag replay. And I'll see you in the next... It's insane.